Hey happiness hackers, morning! So I've been getting quite a few messages and emails about my quantum quests. What are they? What do I need to do? How do they work? What can I expect? All of that. So I thought the easiest thing to do would be to jump on and answer those questions. So the quantum clearing quests, what are they? They're actually a fusion between NLP, transgressional therapy, meditation and hypnosis. And they aren't your usual press play, sit back and let somebody tinker with your mind, as it were, like a hypnosis CD or something like that. They're very active, so they need you to participate with what's going on. So they all come with a little PDF called the Quantum Quest Play Sheet. And in there we have something that I call the INSKYPE Quest Survey. So whichever quantum quest you've decided that you need help with, or any kind of life area specifically that you need help with on an energetic level to clear that, you draw out a gingerbread man shape of your body. It doesn't have to be a Rembrandt at all. And then you map, draw, represent how that particular experience is played out for you, how that feeling happens within your body. So for example, one of the newest ones that I've just thrown up onto the website is clearing feelings of anxiety, and the last one is sleep deep quest for all my mummies out there that need to catch up on their sleep, as well as, you know, insomniacs. So for example, the clearing the feelings of anxiety quest, when you draw out your gingerbread man shape using the play sheet, you map out where you're feeling that feeling of anxiety. So you might feel it in the pit of your stomach. That might be where it begins. Now that anxiety might, you know, bubble away, and it might grow and start becoming an all over body feeling. It may end in panic attacks, okay? But the initial beginning of that anxiety quest, for this example, is beginning in the stomach. So you map that out. So you've bought my MP3, you've got it on your phone or on your laptop. I like to quest in my bed, where I'm all snuggled and safe and warm, because the quests last for about 30 minutes. And I throw my headphones on and I press play. And so it's my voice leading you through a relaxation, a really gentle relaxation. And then we get to the point where I ask you where you're feeling that anxiety. And so you would tune into that place in the pit of my stomach. And then we travel through that gateway and we locate through time and space the younger self that originally felt that particular kind of feeling. And that younger self that originally felt that particular kind of feeling would have been some kind of peak experience for him or her. And they could have been any age, from a baby in a cot to a 14-year-old in school to a 28-year-old about to start a new job. Okay, so it could be any younger self that shows itself to you. Some of my clients go further down their timeline and go past this life completely and go into different eras altogether, all the way down through their timeline to their great-great-great-grandma that first had experienced anxiety. However it is for you, you will meet the younger part that was fragmented or dissociated off at the moment that anxiety, that particular feeling of anxiety, showed itself to you. Okay, and then through my guidance, you have a conversation with them, and then you bring them out from that place that they're stuck. They'll be wearing particular clothes, they'll be in a particular environment, and they will be stuck in that place of fear or anxiousness, if that's what we're looking at here. And we're releasing them, so we're bringing them back to your safe place. So it's either your bed where you are, or you know, it could be a wood or a by the sea or somewhere like that, wherever you've set it up. And then you have more of a conversation, you bring out more information from them, and then you do a body scan of them. You sense, see or feel where that feeling, that particular feeling that they've been holding on to for all of these years is coming from in them. It may be from one particular place, or it may be a full body experience, and it will be a particular colour. And so I'll guide you through that, all the way through, until you see that life force, that essence of self that was fragmented off through either being shamed or through some kind of peak experience, or guilt tripped or smacked, or all of these different reasons that can manifest someone from being dissociated off. And we pull through, we kind of draw through the essence of themselves, and that essence of themselves dissolves all of that negative feeling that they've been carrying all these years. And as it dissolves, it cleanses and clears them on every cellular level. And then they'll start being drawn to going someplace in you. And where they're drawn to going to is unique to that particular part of your soul, and it will come back into your body, come back in and fuse with the essence of you, maturing them up to the here and now. And thus dissolving that particular feeling, sensation, or moment of anxiety, so that when life then plays out in your adult world, and ordinarily that little part would have been triggered, and that anxiety would have manifested and started happening, when you're navigating your life, and that kind of scenario would have taken place, that little part of the self is no longer there to be triggered. She or he is 2017 and your age, fully matured up. So then you can respond to your life differently. You can respond to your life from that place of wholeness, from that place, that adult self. That's got to be a good thing, eh? Well, I know it is. Anyway, so what's available now is quite a few clearing quests, quite a few MP3s. So I've designed them to make conscious growth accessible and affordable for all. This is as close as you're going to get as to a one-to-one with me. Obviously, with a one-to-one, we can look at and locate maybe up to 12 parts, 12 fragmented parts of the self that are all responsible for holding a particular life experience in play. So, you know, one-to-one with me is much more thorough and I suppose quicker. But you can use this one particular, say for example, the clearing the feelings of anxiety, you can use that over and over and over again until all those places, all those little parts of the self that is responsible for holding that structure in place that creates the experience of anxiousness, depending on the scenario, is fused back to the whole, matured up to the here and now, and so dissolving that experience of anxiousness and bringing back a sense of wholeness, so that you can respond to life as an adult, making those actual choices, so being in creation to your life rather than just being in reaction to your life, which is what happens when a fragmented part or a dissociated part of the self is triggered. You are then just in reaction, immediate reaction to what's going on. So if that little 8-year-old that was feeling anxious in that moment about their body, about who they are, about their ability, if that little 8-year-old keeps getting triggered when you're 44, then you're going to have that 8-year-old's feelings and coping mechanisms, which for the most part are detrimental to us. As a 44-year-old woman, my 8-year-old, coping strategies aren't going to be the best way of going about things. But once we've found them and located them, we bring their soul energy back to the whole, then they're not there to be triggered. The scenario will take place, but my adult self will be responding. That's cool. Anyway, so what's on offer is you have clearing any fear or resistance to loving another or being loved in return. That's like any betrayal or any grief or anywhere that you're scared to love, or even love yourself. It doesn't even have to be about loving anyone else. It's about connection to self. All of these is about connection to self. It's all about coming back to wholeness. Because there is only one reason and one reason only why we keep repeating the same dysfunctional behaviour over and over and over again. And it's the only one reason why we become addicted to things that aren't good for us. It's down to dissociation of self and fragmentation. So these MP3s, I had my friend Jen had a real big download, and that up until June the 21st, they're all available for just £11 and 11p. So you could get top-notch therapy right onto your phone for £11 and 11p. I mean, it's just changing my students and my clients' lives, having access to this as and when they want to, just on their phone. So we also have clearing any blocks to receiving full abundance in your life. This one's amazing. This one shifted me on all levels, and it brought about me getting my book to #1, along with my online course that's out there now on Transformation TV. It's a brilliant, if you've got any abundance blocks whatsoever, then this is the one for you. There's also, the third one is clearing any fear-based programs. So this one was really important. It came rushing in around the time Trump got into power. So the drip-fed fear program is highly happening across our planet. So this one is for any fear of the future, any fear of the now, any fear of your health, fear of your children, or fear of the world. Any fear that you're soaking up from the elite that are drip feeding the fear-based programs onto our planet, then that one is for you. Clearing any blocks to being creative, dissolving self-doubt on all levels. So, writer's block or artist block, or just any kind of block around your creativity, then that's the one for you. Clearing anywhere you feel like a fraud, like you're not good enough, like you don't do enough, like you aren't enough, like you're not old enough to do this, like you don't know enough to do whatever it is that you would love to do and earn good money from it. I've done that one too. I've done them all. They're amazing. Okay, so clearing any blocks to trusting, listening and acting from your gut instinct. You know, that little voice that says, yes, do it, or no, don't do it, and the one that we don't listen to and kick ourselves for after. That one is brilliant. Clearing any fear for the need of rejection or the need for reassurance. So if we're constantly looking outside of ourselves for someone to say, yeah, we're okay. Sorry, I just need to turn my laptop on, else it's going to die. If we look outside of ourselves for someone to say, yeah, you're doing all right, if we constantly need reassurance about who we are, what we look like, our body, our work, if we're scared to put our stuff out there, then that's a really good one. This one's amazing. Clearing any blocks to living in your natural state of true health. So that is any, I had a run. I mean, these manifest because I have runs of clients that all kind of presenting with the same issues, and so I had a run of clients who had the knowledge, the wherewithal, and the cupboards full of all the right supplements, all the right ingredients to make the best of foods, but they were not giving it to themselves. They weren't putting themselves first, their body's needs first. So they were, foggy-headed, muscle aches and pains, exhaustion, illness, sickness, all of these things. And if we're coming from a place of fragmentation, handling illness isn't going to go the right, isn't going to help. So we bring ourselves all back on board, and then we can handle whatever's happening within our body a lot easier and a lot more efficiently and a lot more centered and a lot more calm and with love, and we can action what's right for us. So we might, this one's great for if you're right in the middle of some kind of full-on journey with your health. It's great to bring those parts back on board and just bring yourself that little bit of strength and that little bit more energy, that little bit more courage, and that little bit more to give yourself what you need to help you through whatever health journey that you're on at the moment. Then we have the clearing any blocks you have around money. This one's amazing. Making, attracting and managing money. So you might have a really extensive bank account, but feels skint all the time, yeah? You know, that poverty consciousness is rather a big one in terms of epigenetics, that blueprint that we don't have enough, we need to have more. Or you could be the other end of the scale and literally your zero is, you know, when you're in debt from minus £100 or in debt by thousands, your zero is really low, and you're always struggling to make ends meet at the end of the month. Whatever it is, whether your zero is 60 grand and 2 flats, but you feel like you haven't got enough, or your zero is, you know, minus 500 and you can't pay the rent, whatever it is, this quest will help you go and find the parts of you that have learnt to, all those things, money is the root of all evil, women can't earn money, oh my God, there's shed loads of core beliefs in there that need to be rewritten, but also there'll be little parts of you that took that on as you were growing up, either from your dad, from your mum, that whatever story you grew up with around money. I'm sure it's infiltrated, and there'll be ways that you're responding to that, either having to make loads of it or just can't make any of it at all. So that's an amazing one. Okay, so clearing any blocks to having a super successful and extremely lucrative business. I'm sure you may have seen my last video where I did this one fused with my good friend Jen's business activation or abundance activation. And my God, my little 3 to 4 women pregnancy yoga class, there were 14 women sitting on that mat on that Monday, like literally within 24 hours of doing it. Amazeballs. Highly recommend that. And then clearing feelings of anxiety. We spoke about that earlier. Really tapping into that little part of you that started this ball rolling in the first place. That little younger girl, that little younger boy that was experiencing anxiety. And we need to go and claim them back, because once we do, then they're not there to be triggered. They're part of our whole. They're part of our self. They're part of us. And then finally, I mean, there are more that's going on here, but this one's Sleep Deep Quest. And for the most part, this is for my mummies out there that haven't caught up with the fact that their child, their baby, is now sleeping. They're still on guard, as it were, you know, especially with firstborns or any child that has been born and maybe have been born poorly, and you're on guard, waiting for them to wake, waiting to serve them, waiting to meet their needs. And sometimes women, for the most part, they are the primary carers for the most part, but not always, but men or women, it doesn't matter. They're on guard, they're waiting. So it's about really being able to bring that back down so that you can go to sleep, stay asleep, and then if you wake up in the middle of the night, you can go back to sleep again. It's also I've had a run of insomniacs over the last month. Maybe it was the full moon in Scorpio, perchance. So I've had a run of those. So that's why I've developed this, so that they can use that in their own time as well. So yes, that quest is for people that can't get off to sleep, can't turn their brain off, are worried, stressed out, overwhelmed, depressed, and that maybe they do go to sleep but they can't stay asleep long enough, or they wake up at about 3 or 4 classic and can't get back off. So that quest is for them. Hi Liz, welcome, thanks for joining me. Mwah. So anyway, that's what they are, that's what they do. It's an amazing way to get the therapy that you need at a really affordable price. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'm here at Facebook. I'm here on this one, or I'm over at the kitchen table. Feel free to pull up a chair there and join me. Other happiness hackers from right around the world. All of the quests, I'll put the link to all of the quests on this video. And, and if you want to find out more about one-to-ones and how all that works, then you're more than welcome to just private message me or bounce me an email, and I'll gladly send you all the information and answer any questions that you want. Obviously they're via Skype, so anywhere wherever you are from around the world, that's available too. So yeah, my mission is to make conscious growth accessible and affordable for all. And yeah, I'm doing it, man. Okay, so love you all loads. Have a lovely day. Any questions about happiness hacking, any questions about anything really, you know where I am. I love you long time. Bye.